What it do, y'all? Bread to Rob, Bread to Gang Forever. Back again, chapter 7 of Breaking the Curse of Willie Lynch by Alvin Morrow. Chapter 7, Willies Fear, the phenomenon of true history. And what the author of this book was saying was Willie Lynch was like, hey, look here, man. These people can't know their history, and we have to put fear in them so they will mind. But before I explain what Willie Lynch did to put fear in black people, check this out, man. He said, the author, Alvin Morrow, he's saying, hey, man, in war, eliminate their history. Eliminate their history. They don't know where they come from. They don't have anything to be proud of. They don't have anything to stand on. Eliminate the history. That's why when you look at textbooks and when it talks about black people, it talks about we just starting from slavery. Black people were slaves, and and it's like, wait a minute, wait a minute, what about the Moors? Wait a minute, what about Mansa Musa? What about all these other people that came before us, man? What? Okay, but it also goes on to say that if other cultures knew our history, they would get their minds right. Well, a lot of them know our history, but what the author was saying, if they knew that we knew our history, they would get their minds right. And it would be some fear around these parts, man, because we are powerful people. Now, watch this. Willie Lynch, to put that fear in us, man, or the slaves that came before us. Willie Lynch said, or in those times, Willie Lynch would take the biggest, baddest, strongest brother, big, strong brother, take him, strip him naked, put tar on him and feathers, tie each leg to a horse, and they would whip the horses till they broke the male apart. And they did this in front of the black women, in front of the black children, because they wanted to place that fear. If this can happen to this big, bad, strong Negro, this can happen to you too. So that goes back to the chapter I was talking about, where the chapter before this one, because I immediately got back into reading. So this is chapter 7, but this goes back to chapter 6, what I was just saying. In chapter 6, fixing marriages, breaking old social cycles. And it talked about how the man was this big, strong guy, but mentally he was weak because the woman would teach him, hey, listen, just mind, do what you're supposed to do to stay out of trouble, and don't kick up any dust. And this is why, because they were in fear. Black men were in fear of dying. If you speak out or whatever, if you finna be made an example of, okay? And that's why we're taught as black men, because this is a continuous cycle, to just kind of, not speak up and just kind of go with what's normal. I hate to use the brother. When you look at a brother like Cam Newton, man, when you think about it, last year Cam Newton was on the podium saying they ain't seen nobody as big as me and as strong as me. They ain't never seen nothing like me. And it was like, all right, man, Cam Newton, we behind you, man. Then all of a sudden this year it's some all lives matter type stuff, and it's like, huh? But last year you was just saying how. But you got that. That's the example. You got this big, strong, masculine black man. But then he's just going along with the flow to just stay out of trouble. And I hate to use that brother as an example, but that's what came to my mind when I was reading this. But y'all know what it is, man. Bread Tuck Rob, Bread Tuck Gang Forever. The next chapter, chapter 8. Black family success during the segregation era. Wow. That sounds like some good stuff, but y'all know what it is, man. Bread Tuck Rob, Bread